What's up, you guys? BATJAC J.W. coming to you. Thanks for clicking on this video. John Wayne 6-gun. If you guys been around my channel, I'm a huge John Wayne fan. My favorite cowboy, John Wayne. Rather if he's a cowboy or a police officer or a military guy, who knows? Who knows what the Duke was doing, but mostly his westerns. Yes, his westerns from the mid 60s to the early 70s. He wore a distinctive 6-gun, a 6-gun with yellow aged ivory looking grips, and that was kind of his signature, along with several other things that are subliminally there in his movies. If you're a big Duke fan, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Things such as things he wore. Anyway, but definitely one of the major things that stands out is his yellow handled ivory, his yellow ivory kind of colored 6-gun with those stocks on there and everything. So this one here, of course, we double check and triple check all these guns. They're not loaded. We don't even do these tabletops with live ammo here. In all his movies, this was kind of his thing. He wore this gun with these yellow grips. Now this one is a Cimarron. I love Cimarron. I kind of have this love-hate relationship with them, but I do like Cimarron. Cimarron is a good company. They import these things from Italy, Pieta, Italy, I think these are from, and they do a really good job. The Italians, they made really good guns here. These things are, what I love the most about them is they're true to the original Colts. They have the hammer-mounted firing pin. The firing pin's on the hammer, and basically your safety is having this thing rest on an empty cylinder, so you load 5 instead of 6. If you know what I'm talking about, check out my video called the Cowboy Load. It's on the channel there, about why they do that. Anyway, Cimarron, what they do for their safety mechanisms, some companies put external safeties, transfer bars, things like that, which is fine. I have nothing against them, but I'm kind of a traditionalist and I'm real picky like that. I gotta have an original one, where the firing pins on the hammer and everything. But Cimarron actually, the Italian, Pieta, Italy, they made a really slick design here. They actually incorporated the guide rod here, or the cylinder rod that holds the cylinder in place into the frame. They actually put 2 notches on it. So if you put it down on the furthest notch, it's going to bump into the hammer and not let the hammer actually have enough room to contact the primer. So if you wanted to get rid of that, you'd have to push the release button here and pull the ejection rod, or not the ejection rod, the guide rod thing here, and pull it out just a little bit and put it on the first notch to get it to go. So anyway, back to the 6-gun, the John Wayne 6-gun. This was offered by Cimarron. It's called the Rooster Shooter. I've been asked that a couple of times in some of my videos on this gun. This gun has showed up on my videos quite a bit, and it's because it's my favorite gun. It's it's one of my favorite guns. And found this first advertised in American Rifleman magazine that I got from the NRA. And I saw it, and it said antique worn finish Rooster Shooter, had the yellow stock grips on it, and I had to have it. Contacted my friend, this gun dealer, and said I got to get this gun. He ordered it for me. The gun was not cheap. It was pretty expensive. I'm not sure exactly what I paid for it, but it was definitely one of the more expensive of the Cimarron line. If you notice, if you're familiar with the Cimarron line, they have like the $500 guns, and the kind of the high, the low, 480 to 500 to 600 to 700. It depends which one you want to get. So the basic models, like this new Frontier model, basically is a $550 gun. This is a great gun. It's great for the price, and the finish is really nice. The color case hardening on the frame and hammer and everything is really nice. It's not bad at all for 500 bucks. Anyway, so you get what you pay for, right? Anyway, so this was advertised as the antique worn finish, or whatever. It pretty much had no bluing on it. It was pretty much as just gray bare metal, kind of a gun gray. So got the gun, paid all the money for it, got it home, started playing around with it, handling it. I noticed, I would mess around with it a bit and then go do something else, come back, gun was rusting. That's because the finish. they acid washed all the bluing off of it, and basically it was bare metal and it would rust, and hence that's why when it was shipped out, it comes in a bag full of grease. So being the picky person I am, I decided maybe I should cold blue it, you know, try to maybe give it some color, maybe help protect it a little bit if I cold blue it, and then, you know, reseal it, maybe it'll stop it from rusting a bit. I decided to do that, and I had it basically kind of on a like a plate or something, or whatever I was using at the time to blue it, and it slid off that. And this is, mind you, this is the first day I've got the gun. Slid off, hit the ground, and the original stock grips, which I have here, and I've always kept them, and these are the original stock grips the gun came with right here, and it broke. It broke right here, cracked right through there. And now you can imagine how that felt, being that, I mean, the gun I bought for these grips, you know, broke right there. And I just couldn't believe it. I hated myself. I must have kicked myself a bunch of times. And it really sucked. Believe me. And so, well, I glued them back together. That's why they're intact. I glued it back together with some super glue or something. Then, you know, it's just not the same once it's broken. So it actually spawned me to looking at it carefully, and I've actually, from there, I started to make my own. I took molds of those grips and started realizing that what they were was some sort of resin, epoxy, polymer kind of stuff, composite. So I actually went to the surfboard shop down here in the local area, you know, obviously living in Hawaii, surfboard shop, right? They're all over the place. I bought some resin and some pigment and stuff, and I started whipping up some of my own grips, and I actually got decently good at it. They weren't the greatest, but they were okay. Maybe I'll throw up a video about that and show you how I was doing it and everything, and maybe I will. I don't know. Leave me a comment if you want to see that. Anyway, they were okay. They weren't the best, and it wasn't until later on I was on Google, kind of just goofing around, looking up different grips, and, you know, came across a company called Buffalo Brothers Cowboy Store, and basically their specialty is making stuff like this. And I contacted them and I said, hey, you know, want a set of the old ivory colored John Wayne grips, and they offer a couple of different colors, which I got the 2 different colors they offer. And I said, you know, the only thing is I'm left-handed. Could you put the finger grooves on the right side of the panel? He said, sure, yeah, absolutely. They offer both. Anyway, to my surprise, I got them in the mail, and they are way better than what the gun came with, and they are just absolutely phenomenal. If you're looking for John Wayne type grips, go to buffalobrothers.com. Their cowboystore.net. You can just Google it, they'll pop right up. I even have a video on me unboxing the grips and everything from them. Just great people, great, you know, and for the price and everything, you know, these are custom made. You know, you might have to do some minor fitting, but as a prior to making my own, I was familiar already with how to fit them. So that it really helped me out a lot there, you know, by just messing around with that stuff. Sorry if you hear some dogs barking. I tried to keep the studio here quiet and, you know, shut up, but you can't help it sometimes. Gun enthusiast knows what I'm talking about when you start filming outside, airplanes and everything flying over. But anyway, back to the gun. Also, my other stories of it, trying to stain the white polymer grips that you get that are, you know, the ivory color, trying to stain those with everything from food coloring to, you know, fabric dye to cracking open Sharpie markers, spilling the ink out on them. It just doesn't work out quite as nice. You know, it may look good on camera, but up close you're just kind of like, you know, that's kind of funky. But it does work in a pinch. It does work, and I used that for a long time until I got these ones from Buffalo Brothers. Anyway, the finish on this gun, it wound up making me to back to the finish, trying to get it to a finish. Now the cool thing, another cool thing about this gun is because there's not another one of these that looks just like this out there, basically. Because the finish on this gun, I did it myself. I rusted this gun. I used a acid stuff to go over it, and it would rust it out, and then I would remove the rust and get rid of the rust and do it again and get rid of it and do it again, and then I polished it. I polished once the rust set in and got to this brownish kind of patina, I polished everything out, and now it looks just like this. And it's really cool because it's unique. It's got a real worn back strap and everything, and different parts on it are worn differently. It's a really cool gun. Now it's just, and it just, the action is super smooth on it. Polished up the action a little bit. I did it to this gun as well. But, it's one of my favorite guns, and it became the John Wayne gun. And this is like, to me, I actually have the John Wayne gun. That's, not the real one. Of course, it's worth too much money, but it's cool to have it and go and play with it. It's the 4 3/4 barrel. And it's got a real worn finish, 45 Long Colt. I believe what John Wayne actually had was a 4440. But, the 45 Long Colt, I love that cartridge. It's, big, fat rounds, big casings. You can see them real easily if you drop them on the ground at the range. Real easy to load. It's a real low pressure round, and if you want to, you can crank it up. I don't do that. I just keep them real light and moderate for the guns. Keep the guns going strong, the lock up real tight, so I'm not just trying to shoot magnums out of the thing. And I shot black powder out of it. Out of this one, it's quite a handful of black powder, I'll tell you that. So anyway, just wanted to show that to you, talk about the John Wayne gun and everything, and I'll give you a couple of close-ups of this at the end of the video here, but if you made it this far. Anyway, this other one here is the new Frontier model. It's got the perfect finish, I call it. It's got the beautiful bluing, the color case hardening on the frame and everything. And these grips have the what the Buffalo Brothers calls the ultra antique. So with the different looks like like rotted sections of it, so it's actually really neat. It's just got a different kind of look. I don't know if you can actually see that from this far in the camera, but anyway, so I got them both and really like them. Again, this one, the finger grooves on the correct side for my left hand and everything like that. So, and I got the belt and the holster rig and everything. I don't have it where I can get it and bring it out in the video, but you can, hopefully you've seen it in a couple of my videos. It's shown up here and there. The belt rig I got from who did I get that from? Hunter and Leather out of Colorado, Westminster, Colorado. I used to live in Longmont, so they kind of hit home for me to support those guys. So definitely love doing that. Supporting different types of local companies and places I've been and checked out, such as in Arizona when I went out there. Murphy's Gun Shop down there by Circle K in Tucson, and the Frontier Firearms down there. So anyway, like I said, it's my favorite gun. Thanks for watching. Hopefully made it this far in the video. I'm BATJAC J.W. signing out for now, and I will catch you next time. So, and don't forget to subscribe, partner. Here is a close-up of the gun, as I promised you that I would do. You can see the beautiful grips that are made the right way with this my finish that I did on the gun by rusting it and removing the rust and everything, and you can see how it's got a nice wear look to it, and I went back over it and polished it so it kind of has like a satin look and everything. And then here's the Frontier model that Cimarron offers with the really nice finish, good color case hardening on the frame and hammer. These are the grips, again, by Buffalo Brothers. This is their other option, the ultra antique finish. Really beautiful grips that they make with the you can see all the kind of patina in there, beautiful big finger grooves on the right side of the panel for my left hand. And then I'll show you this for fun. Right here is the original grips that came from Cimarron when I got this gun. These are the originals. and they're pretty nice. Again, I keep them, and I'm gonna keep them. And you can see here where it broke, and I glued it. And then from here, I actually made my own. I started to cast them out of resin. Here's one that I made. Tried to duplicate the finger grooves on the other side and everything. You can see I didn't do a good job with the finger grooves, but I made this out of cast resin. You know, casted it, shaped it myself with files and sandpaper and polish. It's not perfect, but here's another one I made. Tried to dib around with some patina, adding some different patina in there. I actually made one out of a 2x4. Here's one out of a 2x4 that I made up myself, and put some finger grooves in there. Actually, I put a thumb groove and 3 finger grooves. And then here's another resin one I did. Just experimenting with different yellows, and you know, trying to do a little experimenting. And then here's the ones that you buy from the you know, the companies that this was once white. This is the Hogue or whatever Polymer Ivory grip that I stained with leather dye to make it this color, which actually, and all this swirling was actually imperfections in the polymer casting, so it actually turned different color, and I actually got lucky with that because it added a coolness to it. You can see, you know, how the how it turned out. So anyway, there you go, close up of the grips and everything, and that's how I did it.